hard to believe it, but this is December. Okay, December in the south of France, but I've never known it like this before. I'm literally sat out here in a boat in a t-shirt, sun blazing down, must be 20 degrees I should think here in the sun, and it's absolutely lovely. In swim 18 down at Rainbow, and we're here for the Christmas trip. Well, Christmas and New Year we're actually here for, so we've got a couple of weeks to play with, and well, if this is anything to go by, looking at the weather forecast, they plan this for near enough the whole trip, so this would be lovely. But well, you'd think this would do the fishing a world of good, but it's been quite tough by all accounts. But it's almost like things have changed a little bit. The old spots that were regular producing spots have sort of dried up a little bit, and everyone's having to sort of feel around and try new things, which I don't mind that, you know, it gets you thinking a bit. So I've got one marker out on a different spot, and you know, the job now is to locate all the areas for the rods. I'm going to try shallow and deep. When I was here a few weeks back in 1 and 2, it was almost like the old regular spots were the ones that weren't producing, and it was either very shallow or very deep spots that were doing the job. And you know, I'm going to go in here with that same sort of line of thought. I feel like it's going to be that same sort of thing. There's not many shallow spots here, but there's a few, you know, plenty of deep options. And yeah, maybe keep 1 or 2 on banker spots for a few days, and just in case they're still going to work. But well, you know, that's the mystery of fishing. You know, we've got 2 weeks. Maybe it's all going to go plain sailing as it used to in the old days. Maybe I'm going to have to think a bit, I don't know, but I'm going to enjoy this session for sure, especially if it's like this. I mean, this is who would have thought this for December? It's absolutely fantastic. So happy days. Well, 20th of December, and first day on the lake, and we've got one already, so brilliant start. And got the rods out yesterday afternoon in it was lovely sunshine. A bit sniffy and spluttery at the moment, got a bit of a virus, but hopefully the southern French air will sort that out a bit. But things seem to be changing a bit down here now, you know, and the old spots ain't producing like they used to. I mean, I fished swim 18 a lot over the years, and it was always like A, B and C the spots out there, but it's changing. And this one I'll put literally right in the margins in about 3 foot, spot I've never fished before. Not much bait, just a little sprinkling, and sure enough that's the one that's gone off, and it's a lovely common 50 pound 12 ounce. There we go, what a lovely fish, eh? And yeah, out the blue, it's been a quiet night. We've seen, we've heard quite a few fish during the night showing sort of mid-water really. And you know, I've got a couple of baits on the spots where I've always caught from in the past, but like I say, this one was right in the shallows, 3 foot. Not many rainbow fish that I've caught that shallow, but sure enough, he was sneaking around in those shallows out there, and a little sprinkling of bait was obviously just in the right spot for him. So wow, it's a lovely start. Anyway, not quite Christmas, 5 days away from Christmas Day, but only fished here once before Christmas about 7 years ago, and that was my first and only blank on the lake. So at least we're not going to blank this time, and instead we've got this first day, so you know, maybe there's a few more to come. You never know with rainbow, it can switch off quickly, but yeah, what a lovely start. Anyway, great, well pleased with this one. Just about to drop this one in what is one of my old banker spots in this swim really. I know times are changing in this swim, and the fish's habits are changing, but this one's still doing the business anyway, so it's a hit and hold spot for sure. I mean, as you can see around me there's loads of trees, but I'm dropping the bait in a little clear spot that's about 10 foot deep, just in amongst there, it's clear, but you've got to be on the ball with it. It's no good laying in bed all zipped up, and when it goes off taking your time. You've got to be on it really within seconds, but you do it properly and it works. And I've hooked countless fish in this from this spot, and landed virtually all of them really. So, you know, like I say, it's hit and hold, and it's a bit tense when it goes off, but you do it right and you get the fish, so that's no problem. You know, it's strong old gear. That's a 45-pound Klingon leader hook length that's been spliced, and little loop on the end, so basically so I can sort of change hooks when I need to. There's a big 4G squid boilie on there, heavy lead, and a mono leader, about 50-pound mono leader. So it's strong old gear, but it lands the fish, which is the important bit. So that's it, it all gets a bit springy. Right, now I'll sort of lower the bait gently as possible, not there. There we go, down on the bottom there. And that's it. It's like a little clear channel comes through to here, and there's a clearish hole. So that's on the spot. Now, baits, I've got 4G squid and coconut cream mixed together here. Mixture of sizes and flavours. Wasn't quite sure what it was going to be like. You know, it's winter time obviously, but it don't feel like it. But the coconut cream and the 4G squid have been two of the best baits I've used here, so there we go. I'm not going to put loads out. Every session is different. I've had trips where I've been putting 4 or 5 kilos out per rod, per bite, and other times where it's, well, just little handfuls. And I suppose this time it's a little bit in between really. A few handfuls of boilies and just a few scoops of hemp. Few handfuls right on top, and then always sprinkle a few right back in the snags in case there's fish sitting in there that aren't too keen on coming out. Maybe just a few on their nose, attempt them out to eat a few more. There we go. And then the old trusty hemp as usual. Again, not loads. 3 or 4 scoops on the money, right over the hook bait. There we go. That's enough. It's one of those situations. I'm not looking to attract loads of fish into this area. It's getting fish that are travelling through, you know, one bite at a time as fish move through these snags. Fancy little bite to eat, they come across that and pick it up. So there we go, all in position. Hopefully that'll get us another nice fish soon. That absolutely frightened the life out of me, this one. I was just sitting there having a cup of tea, and rod literally ripped off. God, it's absolutely lovely day, lovely and sunny. It's funny, I mean, daytimes have always been good in here, but you sort of sit there thinking the chance of a bite's over, and then just out of nowhere. Been out 2 nights, this one, on one of the normal banker spots, to be honest, and put it out there the first day, and so it's been out there 2 nights now. but the sun is lovely and warm, so I suppose it's been warming up them snags over there. Whew. Oh, God, that was a scrap and a half. Oh, well, a lovely surprise in the sunshine. Oh, and actually a bit bigger than what I was expecting. I was thinking, you know, I might be lucky if he's a mid-40, and in the end he was 53.12. So an absolute cracker. God, it didn't half scrap. Came from one of the old hot spots in the swim. Been changing a few spots around where I've been fishing here, but this came from one of the old banker spots, if you like, in about 10 foot of water. Not much bait around it, but just enough to get the bite. And my old mate Steve Newman said to me the other day when I had a fish, he said, "Why haven't you got your Christmas hat on? It's Christmas week," and sure enough, it's December the 21st today, so it's only a few days before Christmas now, so I'll put the hat on. And there we go, lovely rainbow Christmas present. Cracking fish. Well, loads of time to go yet, we've only just started really, but how about that, eh? 2 fish, 2 50-pounders. Happy Christmas. Well, it's Christmas Day 2015, and I must have been a good boy this year, because Santa's brought me a nice present this morning. God, so pleased to get this, a Christmas Day carp. It's always hard to come by. As I always say, you can catch a carp any time, but you only get one day a year to catch a Christmas Day carp, and this is it. And I've caught one, which, oh, not a big one, but 27.5 pound. Absolutely cracking little common, and God, so pleased to see it. All these winter sessions, Christmas sessions, you know, this is the one day I always hope I'm going to catch one. And out the blue, it's just rattled off this morning. I mean, it's been a slow week. The other bites have come sort of late morning, afternoon really, when the sun's really been out and a bit warmer. And this one's just rattled off before the sun's really got round. So it was sort of meant to happen. Funny enough, I've got 3 rods down that way, and I'd moved 2 of them yesterday, and this was the one I didn't move. It had actually been out there 3 days. You know, I fancied it was on a good spot in about 18 foot, and you know, I just didn't see the point in moving that one. It was in a good area, and I know the baits are coming back nice and clean, so I left it there. Sure enough, off it's gone with this one on the end. So happy Christmas all round. God, Christmas Day carp, brilliant, eh? Fantastic. Dinner nearly ready. God, it looks lovely, Joan. Smells lovely and all. God, look at that. Fantastic. It's all in there.
It's a turkey.
Yeah, that's the turkey and the veg and the little pigs in blankets and the stuffing. God, looks fantastic. Can't wait to get stuck into that.
Roast potatoes. Boiled potatoes.
Well done, mate. Well, I've had a fantastic surprise. Totally out of the blue, wasn't expecting this, but had an absolute cracking common, 69 1/4, and it's been quiet since Christmas Day. It's been quiet for, well, 4 days, near enough 4 days, and nothing was happening around the lake. It had totally switched off. Then all of a sudden a few things started to happen yesterday, and fish have been, there's a rod I'd had out to the left on a 19-foot plateau, and I'd fished it before for 2 weeks, not had a bleep off it, but I know it had done the odd good fish before. It's not done loads of action, hardly any in fact, but when it did do a fish, it tended to be a good one, so I stuck with that spot anyway, and sure enough, one bite, that's all it took, and I mean, it was an incredible battle. It was a shame I never got it on film really, but the battery for the GoPro, which I filmed the fights on, was on charge, so unfortunately I didn't have time to go and grab it and get it all together ready. But God, it's just amazing the strength of these fish. I just put him in the sling for 10 minutes, 15 minutes while we're getting everything sorted, and he's got all his energy back by the looks of it. What a fish, eh? What an absolute beast of a common. I say, it felt like a good and felt like a big one all the time. And well, one bite on that rod on that plateau, I suppose that's 4 or 5 weeks I've fished it now in total, and this is the first bite I've ever had off it. But well, worth waiting for, obviously. Whew. We talk about things like big fish spots, and sometimes there are big fish spots where you can get action from, and other spots where you just have to leave it there in the hope that it's going to go off with something like this on the end. Thankfully this time it has. It's made the trip, and well, it's getting near the end now as well, so it could well be the last one. What a way to finish a Christmas trip. Fantastic. My arms are killing me, so I'm going to have to put it down. 69.25 pound common. Thank you, Rainbow. Oh, fantastic. I'm just going to try something different on this rod. Quite a few fish have been showing nowhere near the normal spots and not been catching for the normal spots, but they've been jumping sort of mid-water out here, so it's quite a reasonable depth. I mean, it's deeper than what I'm used to fishing, sort of 22, 23 foot, but I'm going to try it because what I've noticed is it comes out here so far, looks quite nice there, 23, 24, and then all of a sudden, if you can see that, I don't know whether you can see that, drops off very quick there, down to sort of 28, 29, 30 foot. So I'm just going to come back up to where it drops off and put it on the top of that ledge in about 22, 23 foot. And that's about where they've been jumping, so it's worth a try. I mean, it's not somewhere I've caught from before. I mean, a lot of people get the wrong idea about Rainbow, I think, especially people who haven't been here before. They get the idea that everyone's catching lots of big fish here all the time, and you know, it's obviously not the case. Good fish do get caught here a lot, but there's a lot of times when it's a bit of a struggle, and it's certainly not been easy. I mean, we're into the second week here, and well, to give you some idea, swim 14 just round the corner there, 11 days in, they've had one take that was in the first day or two. And moving along from them, 11 and 12, 2 really good swims, 4 people in those swims, they've not had a fish between them. 21, it's been an incredible swim during the year, nothing for them. And 19 as well, it's been an amazing swim over the years, fish jumping out in front of them, not a bite. So that feels absolutely rock hard there, 22.5 foot, it's rock hard on top, so it's about midway across, so I'm going to give it a go. There you go. Yeah, the islands had a few fish, not loads, but I saw him get one this morning, so you know, the odd fish is feeding out there. Coconut creams for me, 20s and 15s, they're very good winter bait anyway, and I've caught well on them here before, so that's what I'm gonna, not going to spread them about too much, I'm just going to dump a few. Right on there, just try that, one little group of bait, plenty of hemp. As usual, I suppose the different thing this time is the coconut cream, but Like I say, I've done really well on it here in the winter before. It's a very good winter bait anyway, and the rainbow carp certainly like it. Well, talk about cutting it fine. This is definitely going to be the last fish of 2015, because we're literally just about to reel the rods in and go round for Pascal's party. We've been invited round to the clubhouse for a party, and everyone's been reeling in and just driving past, and I was just about to reel in and heard the alarm sound. Sure enough, one's gone off. It was one I moved yesterday actually down into 22 foot. Never put a rod there before, but fish have been showing there. So I put a rod down about halfway across between the swim and the island, out in 22 foot. Rock hard bottom there. Sure enough, off it's gone. 41 pound mirror. First mirror of the trip. And literally the last few minutes of fishing in 2015. I will get the rods out tonight. We've got to pack up and go home tomorrow, but I will get them back out tonight if possible. But of course it will be 2016 by then, after midnight, so this is how we end up in 2015. Whew, what a lovely way to finish, eh? Totally out of the blue again, wasn't expecting it, but fantastic mirror to end the year off with. Absolutely great.